Ignoring the rules? When was the last time you ignored a rule? More about that right after the intro. Welcome to Day One Journey, Episode 303. Ching. Yeah! Well, do you sometimes ignore the rules? What about the last rule we talked about? In the previous episodes, we talked about the 10,000 hour rule. Remember? It says that we need to practice for 10,000 of hours to master any skill. And although I was super excited sharing with you my thoughts about this rule, the truth is, I'm not really thinking about it too much when I'm doing my practice, when I'm doing my exercises. I'm not too bothered most of the time of calculating how many hours I practice every day and how it amounts to 10,000 of hours over the course, let's say, of 10 years if I practice 3 hours a day. Most of the time, I'm not doing these calculations. Once in a while, when I think about my practice routine and maybe when I get stuck and hit a wall, I might remind myself of the rule, but I'm not doing that for motivation. It doesn't motivate me. I don't think about it most of the time. It just gives me perspective. It gives me perspective of how many times I need to put in to get where I want to be. It gives me perspective that things don't happen overnight. Big, worthwhile things are not accomplished overnight, but not over a few weeks or months or even 2-3 years. Most worthwhile things, at least in my opinion, according to this rule, takes much longer, 5-10 years. And for me, yes, the rule says 10,000 of hours, but there's nothing really happens after the 9,999 hour. Nothing happens there. I might reach there after 7 years, after 12 years. It just gives me perspective. And the truth is, when I'm there practicing, I'm not really thinking about this rule. I'm just in the moment practicing. I don't really care about anything else. And as I was sharing with you, I'm not even asking myself, what do I want? I do ask myself, what am I willing to do? And the simple answer is, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. This is what I'm thinking about. When I'm practicing, I'll do whatever it takes. I go to my coach, I go to my teacher, I ask them, what can I practice? What can I do right now? That's it. I'm not even asking for shortcuts. I'm not asking for hacks. I'm asking, how can I practice in the most effective way? I don't care about the time. I don't think about the time. This is what goes into my mind when I'm practicing. This is what I want to share with you. It is the same as I was sharing in the last episode. I talked about my dear friend Nir, who is the only person I know personally that is obsessed like me about growth. So as I was sharing in the last episode, almost every salsa party, we stayed after the party, after dancing for 6 hours. We were there 6 a.m., 7 a.m., practicing, learning from each other. We weren't thinking about the 10,000 hour rule. We didn't think about how long it would take us to master these skills. We were just two people being obsessed about growth, about learning. We were just there, not thinking about anything else. We would do whatever it takes. For us, we could have been there for an infinite amount of time. we were until we got kicked out. And this is what I want to share with you. I'm not really thinking about this rule all the time. I'm just obsessed about growth. And I want to meet more people like that. So if you're like that, also obsessed about growth, also really don't care about the time it will take you to accomplish what you want, please share that below. I want to hear from you. I'm looking for these kind of people. And as I was sharing you last episode, I told you the story how I find one near my friend. In the next episode, I'll share with you how I managed to find more people like me, more people that are obsessed about growth. But more about that in the next episode. So back to you. I want you to think about one thing that is important to you in your life, that you want to practice, that you want to get better, and you don't really care about the time. Something that is so important to you that you will do whatever it takes to get there. Give yourself a few minutes today and think about one thing that you really want, and you will do whatever it takes to get there, no matter how long it takes, where you don't really care about the time, and you will do whatever it takes. Have this conversation with yourself today. And of course, have an amazing day one. See you tomorrow.